This podcast is called European Herpetoculture Podcast. And our goal is to try and showcase the hobby within Europe and all the cool people and different aspects within. But Europe itself is of course a collection of many different smaller countries. And all of those countries have their own climate, culture, rules and regulations, and simply people who do stuff in different manners. Jacop, the guest who is joining us today, is giving us a small glimpse into the Swedish herpetoculture, what sets it apart and what are rules and regulations they maybe have to deal with. We also get into many other different topics like his own collection and some of the cool snakes he keeps, future goals and current standpoints. And I thought this was a really cool and fun episode to do. It is definitely a bit different than the ones thus far, but it makes it fun and I hope you guys will enjoy it as much as Till and I did. Welcome everybody to another episode of the European Herpetoculture Podcast. Today we have another guest joining us, Jacop from Sweden.
Hello.
Hola.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
What?
Yeah, no, I'm speaking Swedish.
Yeah, what's the Swedish like hello?
Hey.
Hey, that's it.
Hey.
That's easy.
Allt bra med er?
You could have learned this from IKEA, Stefan.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you
That's
learn
true.
all the furniture, you learn the language.
Really?
No.
Oh, no.
No.
Sorry. Anyway, welcome. And Till is also joining us.
Hello, everybody.
Hello. And yeah, Jacop, we are again looking forward to this little conversation with you. And as Till said, you are actually the first non-German and the first actual snake keeper on this podcast.
Yes.
So a lot of pressure.
Yeah. All the pressure.
All the pressure indeed. But before we are gonna get into the details and the things we wanted to discuss with you, I think it's cool for the listeners and also for us a little bit to get a little bit of insight on your background. Like, how did you get started in this hobby? A little bit of your journey and how did you end up where you are now?
Nice. Should I start now?
Yeah, you can go ahead. Yeah.
Oh, shit. Okay. Well, it all started when I was young. I like dinosaurs, like every guy that didn't like cars. But I just didn't stop liking dinosaurs. Yeah, they're pretty awesome and pretty hard to get. So I had to settle for reptiles.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
First one, I got a leopard gecko to begin with, like everyone, and then moved up to corn snake, two bearded dragons, some Asian water monitors, water dragons, and then kind of went from there.
at which age did you start?
I started
with
when I was
your
in
leopard game?
4th grade,
Okay.
10, something,
Okay. Pretty early.
11.
Nice.
Yeah, I had a nice mom.
Oh, very supportive. No fear of reptiles or anything.
Well, she was supportive.
That's where it stops.
Yeah. No, she got into it actually. One of my boa constrictors escaped once, and she found it in the hallway by the shoes, and she actually picked it up and put it back in.
Nice. So
Yeah.
from that point, every weekend she was like taking care of your animals, and you were out
Oh yeah,
partying.
yeah. I could leave for weeks, and they were all taken care of.
Perfect.
So naturally, I got more. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Now you have a caretaker. You can
Yeah, exactly.
you have more.
Oh, I have so much time.
Yeah. So what type of animals do you keep now for the people maybe listening?
Only
Because you have a
pythons.
very interesting collection, I think.
Oh, thanks. I agree.
That's good to hear.
I niched into pythons from Australia and Indonesia.
Hmm.
So now I have a pair of rough-scaled pythons, Morella carinata, and it was the only pair in Sweden for years until I found out that another guy bought another pair at the last Hum show or something.
Okay.
Oh,
Take a
I
mind.
lived on that one. And and then I have some black-headed pythons and some scrum pythons.
Cool. How did you, because I know you had the boas and you recently, I saw you like post a message that you were gonna focus solely on the pythons from that area. What was the reason for focusing on those?
Anyone can just buy a lot of snakes or animals and just say like I have a large collection, but it's difficult to like really focus on some animals. Like if you want to have a big collection, you can get it all and that's it. But I want to focus on the species that I'm really passionate about. So and I didn't feel it with the boas.
Okay.
Like I did with the pythons. So yeah.
But one of the favorite questions of Ben, another host of us, is always why the pythons or why the this or why the that. So what makes you, because as you say, fixating or focusing on a certain group is very difficult in a hobby with so much awesome animals. It's just you will never keep everything you would like to keep. You know, it's so diverse.
Yep.
So why the pythons?
You have to focus on. I mean, you can choose whatever. That's the worst part.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like if I want monitors, then I can just like get a massive space and all of that. But I found that I love Australia. Apart from the reptiles, it's a beautiful country. I love the landscape. I love the people, and their history, and then they have amazing animals. So my favorite shark is the wobbegong. That's from Australia as well. So yeah, and then the pythons, and then I had to expand from Australia, and then New Guinea is close enough. So
yeah,
I think I can stretch it to oceanic species.
Is there anything in particular that fascinates you about pythons,
they're so
or was it more
diverse.
the region?
No, it's like boas are. I don't want to upset boa people. I was going to say they're
Do
the
it.
same, but then I realized that you have the Amazon tree boas and then the ground boas and rubber boas, and so they have a few. But it's something with the pythons. I love how they're like split in the middle. You have pythons on one side and boas on the other. I think it's pretty fascinating. So it was either boas or pythons, and then because of Australia and all their species and everything, it kind of naturally fell into that category.
Are there still python species from there that you are planning to keep, or do you want to focus on the ones you already have?
There's a list.
Yeah,
we all have
the famous list. Yeah, I would have something like this.
Yeah, but I do keep the ones that I want to keep. I'm really happy with the collection that I have. But if there was to slink in some Timor pythons or a pair of apodoras, I wouldn't mind. Maybe some Buelens in the future. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, maybe. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
How hard is it? How hard is it to find proper animals in Sweden? Because I can imagine you don't have a very dense population, so I don't think you have a lot of pet stores. And if there are some pet stores, they don't focus on animals like that, right?
No, they don't focus on reptiles at all. It's getting worse and worse. So there are no reptile stores like left at all. So, but then we have the Netherlands, and they have
saving
everything.
the day.
They have everything. We go there and take your stuff.
You're more than welcome to take your stuff. That's a good question to ask because, as we mentioned, you were the first like non-German, and I wondered when you started with this hobby, were there a lot of other keepers or information that's like native to Sweden? Because you said now it's even getting worse, so less and less stores. So were there some stores there when
Yeah.
you could? Okay.
There was this store where I grew up in Västerås, and it was called Soho, if any Swedes are listening. And there was this guy called Niklas, and he had this. He changed his hair color every single time I went there, so it was green and red and blue and everything. And he was in charge of the reptile room, and so I went there every day after school. And I was like, "Oh, Niklas, can I see your green iguanas?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." And he opened the cage, and yeah, I get to pet them and look at them, and I drew them and built their enclosure and stuff like that. And then I remember there was this one day, and he was busy, and I came in. He was like, "Can I see the green iguanas?" And he threw me the keys. And I still remember this day. So he trusted me enough so I can go and open the enclosure myself. I think I was like 12 or 13.
So
from that day
literally
forward,
a key moment
yeah,
for you.
exactly. Yeah. So there was this. There were some stores, and yeah, but then there were books. We had to go to the library and rent books. This was before the internet.
Yeah.
And then
For the listeners, you have to know Jacop
yeah,
is very
exactly, all the
old.
millennials and stuff like that. That's how old we are.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then I remember me and my brother, he was also into reptiles, and we actually wrote down our own care sheets, like from the information that we found in books and stuff. Yeah.
Nice. So your brother is still keeping reptiles, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's more
Nice.
into venomous snakes and stuff like that. So yeah, we don't talk about him.
Tough guy. Okay, let's not talk about him.
Oh, venomous snakes people. They're the worst. Poisonous snakes.
Some people are triggered now. They're like,
I hope so.
we need this. We need the controversy to get this podcast like really going. So thank you.
But only
no
to a
worries.
certain
I did it for
degree,
you
so
guys.
don't. Do you know what happened to Nicholas?
No, I actually went and looked for him a couple of years ago. But he was still working. The store moved,
Okay.
but it was the same owner. And then he said, "Yeah, Nicholas is off today." So I missed him, and then I never went back. But one day I will.
Nice.
Yeah. Maybe he hears this and he's like, oh, got to reach out to Jacop.
Maybe.
That guy.
NorthernReptiles on Instagram.
Yeah. Follow him. Yeah, look what you've done to this little 12-year-old boy. Now he's obsessed with snakes.
Yeah, you ruined my life. Now I'm poor. I've always been poor.
Yeah, I think we all know that. Yeah, at least that.
Yeah.
But I wonder, how do you manage it with like feeders and supplies and everything when you don't have specialized stores? Do you have, okay, with technical supplies, you can order them, but speaking of frozen mice,
We have two that I know of. So there's one, he's in like the middle of Sweden. He's their supplier. He lives in Stockholm. And then there's one in Skåne, in south of Sweden.
Okay.
And I think there are some few like pet stores that sell them and private breeders and stuff like that. But those two that I know of are the big ones.
Okay, so you don't have to carry a whole refrigerator to Ham.
Oh no, I do anyway. No. But
okay,
yeah.
we almost make it sound like in Sweden there's almost nothing for your reptiles, but I think
there are.
Yeah, that's because you said that like one of 3 persons with reptiles in Sweden.
The 3 Swedish people that are going to hear this.
Yeah, and that a lot of stores were disappearing. So yeah, a lot of people are curious about European herpetoculture, but we are like a group of so many small and different countries and cultures.
Yep.
That's even for us, it's like really interesting to see how it is over there somewhere.
There is one thing though, we don't show much like on media and something or stuff like that, but we do have like a secret reptile society here.
Okay.
They're keeping large collections of Batesi, emerald tree boas. I know several groups of Whalens. They're trying to breed like in secret. There have been Cordylus. You know, Giganteus. Oh, they're called something else now.
Yeah,
Smaug.
Smaug.
Smaug Giganteus.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a group of those. There's been Timor pythons. I mean, a lot of things has come and gone through Sweden.
Okay.
But
Sounds
we don't.
a little bit like a conspircy. What's going on there? Where are they?
Oh, I can't say
Secret
anymore.
societies.
No, if I tell you, I have to kill
He's
you.
gonna get killed, man.
Yeah, yeah. That's all I can say.
Okay.
Oh, but that's cool. So it is.
Jacop ran.
So it is
Sorry?
like alive in there, you know. There's
Yeah,
and that's cool. So that sounds like you're not really bound by any different laws than, for instance, the Netherlands, because you say you go to the Netherlands for all those species. But it does sound like venomous snakes and big varanus or whatever is.
yeah. We can keep anything.
Okay.
There are no restrictions except for the Lampropeltis thing that happened.
Yeah.
Was it last year?
I think last year, and for all of the EU, they are now banned, I think.
Exactly.
Right.
But that's the only thing. Otherwise, we can keep whatever we want. It's just
you
that the government puts so ridiculous like size regulations, so not everyone can, but they can't say that we are not allowed to.
Okay. But have you ever been checked at the border when you had like a lot of reptiles with you, or
Never.
nobody cares?
No, just the neighbors.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes worse than police.
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
But I really like the picture that we're painting right now with all these different communities in the different countries of the EU. And maybe for the people from outside of Europe, it's interesting to hear because I feel like the Ham show and the Houghton show really connect all these countries. And for example, we've met before at the shows, and it's always twice. Yeah, right. And for the people that have never been there, it's always interesting. You walk over the parking lot and you see like the number plates on the cars are from all kinds of different countries, and everyone's coming there. So it's like
People been driving for like Portugal and Italy and
it's so crazy. It's like the gathering of the crazy reptile people.
Yeah. Oh shit.
This small gray German town.
Yeah.
I mean, they must hate this event.
Yeah, 4 times a year.
Exactly. Oh, it must be awful for all the Hum living people.
On behalf of the reptile community, we apologize.
Yeah. We didn't put it there.
That's true. That's true. We go where we are.
Where we are
summoned.
Yes.
Flo once told me that when he was younger, he thought living in Hamm must be the coolest thing ever because he could directly to the shows. And now he's grown up and thinks like, no.
Just walk there with a cart, just a pile of money. It's like,
most
I don't
hated
have to drive
neighbor.
anywhere.
Nice. So, Jacob, I've seen on Instagram that you recently moved your animals to a new space.
Yeah.
Did I see it correctly that this is just for the animals and not connected with a new flat, right?
No, it's just for them.
Okay, nice. Do you want to tell our listeners and us how did this evolve and what are your plans on this one?
I moved back. My family bought a farm outside of a bit far out from anything. And then there's this small community here. It's this small little town. And then I just talked to my brother because dad wasn't as supportive of the whole snake idea because we were going to keep them in the barn and build a whole snake room and stuff like that.
Okay.
But renovation costs money. And it was quite a big one, you know, with drainage and insulation and ventilation and all of that. So the time disappeared. So me and my brother talked about getting this studio. So I asked the council of the town, and they had all of this free space. So I got this place. It's 54 square meters. Electricity, water, and heat included. in the price, and I pay less than 300 euros for it.
I know
Damn
people
it.
that live in smaller flats
When they
and
told
pay
me
a
the
lot
price,
more.
I was like, "Yep, I take it. It's fine."
Great, that's very cool.
Yeah, I couldn't say no.
So it's like a big hall, or are there different smaller rooms?
There are 2 rooms, so you walk into the
2
big
rooms,
room,
yeah.
and then I have like the storage and supplies and quarantine in the other room.
Okay, so you will keep your animals together there with some of your brother's animals, or is it
Yeah,
just
maybe. He hasn't moved in yet, and we had it for a year now.
yeah.
So yeah,
So
we'll see.
he's happily paying right now without
I mean, he
having
keeps
animals
them at
there.
home, so he doesn't really
Yeah,
need the space. I have big pythons, so yeah.
great, very cool. Do
Yeah.
you plan to build a little snake breeding business there, or do you just want to expand your options?
Breeding would be cool
Yeah.
of these species, but I don't feel the need to do it. It's not why I keep the reptiles.
Okay.
I wouldn't mind it, of course. Maybe sell some, get some money back. Wouldn't mind. And baby rough-scaled pythons, have you seen those?
Yeah.
They're the
With the big
cutest
blue
snake.
eyes.
Yeah, they're the
Yeah.
cutest snake there is. So I'd probably just keep them all and make
So
no
it's
money.
even more dangerous for you
Yeah.
if you breed.
You're
Maybe
a
you
holdback,
just
you're a holdback, you're a holdback.
too cute, too cute,
Yeah.
too cute.
Yeah. So I need the space. So I can't get any more reptiles
Yeah,
than I already
okay.
have because of this. But I
Yeah.
like I really zoomed in on like keeping all the enclosures, and I've been following you, Stefan, for a long time, with all the how you temperature the room and the water and everything. And we've been following your YouTube channel for years. And
So strange always to hear from people, but that's cool. But also cool. That's I'm glad, you know.
I
That's
still
cool.
remember the day you started following me on the page. I was like, ooh, I was starstruck. The Orion channel started following
Wow.
me.
Nice. Now you
Yeah.
have to upgrade the pictures and
Yeah, I was
everything.
like, oh shit, now I'm gonna step up. Now the real professionals are coming.
Thank you. This is
Stefan
a
loves
great
to hear
compliment,
this.
but it's
No,
also
it's all true.
Till sees me
Um,
react every time, but it's a great compliment.
Yeah.
So yeah. So did that like affect how you approach your room? Because you now you have like this big space where you can do what you want almost.
Yeah.
And you of course you have species like you have I believe you have the sorons also, and do you also have the Claustolapis or not
No,
yet?
the Oxybil.
It gets huge.
Yeah.
It gets, it's a big, long snake.
Yep.
So now you have this space. So how are you like approaching this? What were your steps?
So why I started focusing on the enclosures and the keeping is because I really truly believe that if you have these beautiful snakes and then you put them in a box, like in racks, I've never understood this logic. It's like I have this amazing snake who, if you believe in God, created this to adapt into this environment, to look like this, to do this part thing in nature. How can you not want to put that in like the most amazing? If you're still going to keep them in the box, why not in a fucking beautiful box? So my plan now is to build this like big zoo enclosures, and I have this. I'm collaborating with a guy who's really niched into like rain systems, lighting, heating. He's had this AI system to aquariums who measures like the pH values and salt levels, and then automatically adjusts. And now we're trying to incorporate it into reptile keeping. So you can see like in the soil if all the plants are doing great and all the airflow and temperatures and stuff like that.
So he's basically testing it with your enclosures and
Not
wants
yet.
to scale it up. Not yet, not
I
yet.
haven't built them yet, but
Okay.
so
But that's the
it's on
plan.
me. But when we're gonna do some stuff.
That sounds very interesting. I'm
Yeah.
really looking forward to hear more of it because with like checking all these
Yeah.
parameters and keeping everything managed, that's very cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I feel like you're building lots of stuff. Every time I see some Instagram stories, you're building a new
I have so many
background.
projects.
Yeah,
I
recently I
count.
built this enclosure. Some weeks later, so I tore it apart and put it
Oh
back
no,
into a different size.
I had to redo everything.
Yeah,
I think I rebuilt the same terrarium like 5 times
wow.
for over like a year and a half, and then still didn't have
Why?
any animals in it.
Why?
So I had to build a new enclosure then for the animal because it
Yeah,
was outgrowing
okay.
the one that I was gonna build for it.
Mm.
So yeah, it's never ending. I counted my empty enclosures the other day and I have 32.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
But do you enjoy building this? I know
Yeah,
there are some people in the hobby that hate it, and some really love it even
I
more
love it.
than keeping animals.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
love it.
I feel it.
Yeah. I'm trying new methods all the time, following many people. There are amazing people online. They can build so many cool stuff. I was like, oh, I wish I'll be as good as them one day.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's a big value of social media because you can get so much inspiration and gain knowledge more faster because you can stay in contact with people that already made their
Exactly.
mistakes and experienced stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can
very
learn from
cool.
their mistakes,
Yeah.
saving so much time.
And still does his enclosure 6 times.
Yep.
There's so many mistakes to be made.
Oh, I'm learning new
Busted.
ones.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah.
You're discovering for us.
Yeah.
So, you said like I see a lot of great stuff out there. So maybe it's cool to share what pages you like or what you see that you're like, oh, something like that I would still like to incorporate, or like what inspires you in that manner.
Love the different methods. Matt Somerville, he builds
Hmm.
Oh yeah.
amazing enclosures, like big zoo type enclosures.
He's
But
from Australia, right?
yeah, northern.
Yeah, yeah.
And I've
Nice.
asked him so many questions. He's like, "Oh, can you send me pictures of this?" When he went to Kimberley and saw rough-scaled pythons in the wild. I was like, "Can you take some pictures? Can you show me this? Where did you go? Did you see any plants? Did you take any temperaments or the measurements or anything?" And he's like, yeah. And he sent me everything. And
That's cool.
it was amazing. So I used all of his pictures and stuff like that when I built my new enclosures for the rough-scaled pythons. Kuno Terra. Have you seen him?
Yeah. Furniture from Swiss, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He has
These
the best backgrounds,
roots, and
right?
they're so dirty and messy, and I love it. He makes it look so good.
Yeah.
There's so many. Cam's custom backgrounds. Another Australian guy makes awesome YouTube videos. Yeah, I mean, I can go on.
I actually don't know that one, so I'm gonna like follow it.
Oh yeah, I'll send you.
Thought that would be
Should I do it
perfect.
now or after the?
But let's do it. Yeah, why not?
I'll do it now. Yeah.
Yeah, we can edit. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Oh shit! I'm just gonna stay on my phone
Hide in there.
then. Did you know Kuno?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I actually
Okay.
thought he was Austrian for some
Daniel
reason.
Conrad. Yeah.
And then I went to Switzerland a few weeks ago, and then I went back and I saw his post, and I was like, "Oh, he's in Switzerland!" Like I should have tried to meet up, you know.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but I will get back to
Ferdi.
Switzerland.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Ferdi.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I love his enclosures. They are so great.
Let's not forget about him.
Yeah. I just sorry, Stefan. I just wrote him today that I killed one philodendron that he gave to me
No.
a year ago or something.
One of
Shame
those
on
plants
me.
died for me as well. It's been surviving for like a year. Now it died like a few
Yeah.
days ago.
But it was my mistake. Every time he gave me some plants, they were
Yeah.
very nice.
We were
It's
just
fun to
about
meet him at the expo.
to expose Ferdi for shitty plants, but it was
Oh
not.
no.
We actually also invited him for the podcast. So
Oh, I did. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope I get more listeners. Now it's
yeah,
personal.
we also do that with the other hosts. We're like, oh, Flo has more. Flo is the most popular. He's such a pretty boy, you know.
Oh, nice. That's
Yeah.
probably why. Nobody listens.
Yeah.
They all just look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like so
Yeah.
captivating.
I think he bought some followers, some clicks
Some
for
bots.
this episode.
Yeah, that must have been it.
He botted
Yeah.
his episode.
Yeah.
Russian bots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
Probably.
Maybe we can do this with your episode too, but you have to pay some
Oh yeah,
money.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I sent you my PayPal.
You want a black-headed python?
Yeah, one or two would be great.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. No worries.
How many clicks do you want to have for them?
1 million.
1 million. Okay. Taking notes.
Yeah.
We're gonna make this happen.
Oh, nice.
Somehow I feel like it's better to just buy the black hat pythons than deer tail.
Easier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Hey.
let's see. We can...
Sorry, go ahead.
No. The ADHD is strong today. Like going off track, but that makes it cool. So you are building those big enclosures.
Yep.
And what materials are you using? I saw you use a lot of wood, and then
Yeah, I build them out of wood. I build them out of plywood, with a 2x2 framework, and then I use styrofoam. I connect it all with expanding foam, and then I carve it out for weeks, it feels like. And then I use a tile adhesive on top of it, just one layer, just to get it to like connect and everything. And then I take a thick layer with some black pigments and make like a solid. But I've noticed that you hardly see any of the background, so you work way too much on them because you're going to plant and put branches in. And I mean, look at your tank. Do you even see the background? No, that's what I mean.
Yeah, with this one it's just like some grid filled with moss.
All right.
And so that the plants can grow out of it. But
okay, so it's
I've also noticed, noticed that with the enclosures that I like the most, these are most of the time the ones filled with a lot of branches, sticks, plants to keep it look natural. And so it doesn't matter if the details are perfect on the background.
No, exactly.
But anyways, your backgrounds look awesome. Is this with the styrofoam and the tile glue your favorite method? Or do you like something else? Yeah, okay.
That's what I found out to be the best one. I've tried different methods, different materials, but this one I like the most.
Which technique do you use to seal the bottom of the enclosure?
I don't.
You don't? Oh,
I never have. And this has been a major problem for me.
Speaking of learning from mistakes,
I know that I should do it, but I'm so eager to get the background going. So I was like, damn it, I did it again. So I tried to, I've been trying some epoxy.
Yeah.
But I've only used one layer because it takes too damn long. Now I'm going to try some, the pond sealer thing.
Yeah. The liquid one or the fixed?
No, the paintball
liquid
thing.
Yeah.
I've never used it, but it seems to work.
Yeah,
I'll try that
I
next.
think.
We'll see.
Good idea.
Yeah.
I think there are some people that do pretty well with these, but that's something I always fear with like wooden enclosures, because I fear that the water will like cause some rot inside the wood, or it will leak.
It will eventually.
It will, yeah. We have I don't know how they are called in English, but we have these wooden plates here in Germany that are on one side water sealed, and I use them with some of my snake enclosures. In German, it's called Siebdruckplatte. Stefan, do you know what I'm talking about? These darker
the
plates.
dark brown ones.
Yeah, the dark brown ones, and
Formplifa.
one side. Sorry?
Formplifa in Swedish.
Indeed.
Yeah, maybe one side is rough and one is
concrete fix.
This.
Yeah, those.
In Dutch we call it beton multiplex.
Yeah.
Perfect. Now we have
Sure.
everything but English, but
Yeah,
our listeners can Google it.
we can Google it indeed. It's a
You guys know
multiply
what
with
we-
indeed like
Yeah.
a PVC or like a almost plastic finish.
Yeah.
So indeed, concrete doesn't stick to it, and it's just used. I like that stuff a lot, but it's if you have a room full of that material, it gets really dark.
Yeah.
Like I feel
Yeah.
like I'm like in this old cafe, all the brown.
I
Yeah, it
paint
looks
my
great.
Furniture.
interiors black anyway, so
Yeah, you use black actually for all the
yeah.
yeah.
I asked for the blackest of the black, and it was called rock and roll. I was like, yeah, that one.
That's badass. I'm gonna take it.
Yeah,
I need that.
snakes
So
and rock and roll. I'll send you some. How much do you need?
Man, black-eyed pythons and the pink. This is gonna be
This is
lucrative.
only
Generous
getting
today,
better.
guys. Keep it going.
Yeah.
Doing everything for the 1 million views. That's dedication.
So,
I was
Great.
gonna say center this part out, but I'm not gonna say anything. Probably better.
what?
I was gonna say censor this part out, and then I was gonna suggest another. No, you don't. Never
It's
mind.
whatever you want, man.
No,
Okay,
not anymore.
moving on.
This will be the most funny episode.
Yeah,
so
I do.
far.
Yeah, I do think it's funny that you say you take so long to redo a setup because every time you're not satisfied, like okay, now it needs to be bigger, now need to approach it a different manner, and then you keep forgetting to waterproof your bottom. It's like a nice contrast.
Can't be perfect.
One day it will be.
Oh, I hope.
Yeah,
I hope so.
for sure.
Yeah.
So,
Let's
what is
work
your
up-
like end goal with this room?
I think this is like my working studio. That's what I feel it is, because I have big plans for the future.
Do you want to share your plans on here, or are they top secret?
No, I don't want to jinx it.
Mm.
I
Yeah.
believe in jinx. So yeah, no, we'll see.
So this is like the space you're gonna try out different methods. Of course, give your animals the space they need.
Yep.
And try all these different materials.
Yep.
Have you because you keep such snakes that get so big, wood is probably one of the few options that is left
Yep.
to use. You're not gonna
Oh,
get like
no.
an Exoterra.
Oh no, no. Just build a glass enclosure out of. I mean,
Yeah.
2 by 2 meters glass enclosure. I mean, who's gonna help me move?
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
me.
No one ever.
No.
But no, wood is fine. I was thinking about PVC, PVC sheets, but they're so expensive. So
But wood also got very expensive over the last, I think, 2 years.
Yeah.
At least here in
yeah,
Germany.
same here. But I got some good deals.
Okay, yeah, that's good to hear.
He buys in
Nice.
bulk.
Huh?
He buys in bulk with all the
Oh no, I have some friends who are carpenters, and they use plywoods
good.
for like flooring and stuff like that on the building site.
Hmm.
And then when they're done, it's like, do you want this? Like, yeah. So there's a lot of processing and stuff like that because I have to take care of all the dirt and muck and cut the edges and stuff like that. But it's free, so it's worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Do they ever
Yeah.
judge your work?
Huh?
Like as a carpenter, they see your terrariums and they're like,
What was that?
do they ever like judge your work?
Oh yeah, all the time.
These assholes.
What private person needs like 12 sheets of plywood who doesn't have a house?
Yeah.
Yeah. And they all have to help me carry it. So yeah, I get a lot of complaints.
But
It's worth
that's
They
what
do it
friends are
anyway.
made for, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's how you know.
Nice. True. But are there sometimes evenings when you want to finish something and you try to do something totally stupid all by yourself? Because I remember when I put together my 2.5 meter setup for one of my indigo snakes, I wanted to finish it so fast and I did a lot of bullshit when I was just trying to finish it. And sometimes I'm happy I'm alive because I didn't fall from the roof of
Oh
this
yeah.
thing.
Oh yeah. You do some questionable things when you build large enclosures.
Yeah.
I can do it myself. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I
some
almost died 3 times.
dangerous mentally. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's worth
What
it.
happened to you too? That's
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
hear.
Yeah. All the time.
So everybody listening, take care. Wait for your friends to help you and don't do everything
Wear a helmet.
alone. Safety
That's,
advices with Jacob. I like that.
Yeah.
I wonder how many people got hurt like building that reptile room. You know,
Probably a
these
few.
big like home accidents that could have been prevented, but you were just too impatient or did
Yeah.
stupid stuff. I once, because like in the Netherlands, we don't have basements like most of the Germans. I don't know how it's in Sweden, but we don't have a lot of basements because we are below like water level. So
Oh
it's not very smart.
no.
So most of us have our reptiles on like the second floor, whatever, in a spare bedroom. So I was like walking down with this big glass terrarium down my stairs, and I was holding the terrarium like this, and
Yeah.
then it was leaning over there, like, and it just walking
Oh
off.
dear.
It's so stupid. And then I felt forward, and the only reason I survived is because a hook of this glass terrarium stuck in the wall, and I was like, "Tunk!" And that is how I stopped.
Yeah.
So if that glass terrarium
Wow.
like broke, I would have just fallen through the glass, like stupid stuff like that. We do
Wow.
so much dumb stuff.
So
Every
the
time I carry
terrarium
a glass
also,
enclosure, I think
yeah.
about this. It never happened. I've
Yeah.
dropped a few, like
Hmm.
away from me, but never like that.
Imagine.
Oh wow.
But I always
When
think about it. It's like, this is the day I die.
yeah.
But I never
Yeah,
did.
you're
When
below this big terrarium, like
Yeah.
pushing it up.
I'm
Yeah.
fine. I
I
don't need
actually
friends.
did an internship at a terrarium builder,
Mhm.
but they sometimes forgot to sand the edges. And I don't know if you lift, but
Oh,
sometimes if you lift stuff, you let it like go slightly so it drops down.
yeah.
Man,
Mm,
so bad.
nice.
oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember when I moved to this place, Flo helped me with some stuff with the terrariums, and we had this. I have like 50 times 50 times 50 centimeters glass enclosure, so not very big, with my tropical night lizard in there, and it was like, should we really catch it this late in the evening, or should we just carry it up? So stupid idea, don't do this, but we just removed the stones and everything that could hurt, and yeah, walked it into the six, how do I say it, stories up,
Oh my
and
God.
in midway, I recognized that there's still some water in the water feed that was leaking in front of my feet. I was
Oh
like, oh
no.
no,
Oh
oh
my
no,
God.
oh no. I'm gonna slip and fall, but everything was fine. Lizard is fine. I'm fine. So
Oh,
stupid
good.
ideas happen to
Yep.
all of us.
Yeah. So, dear listeners, don't be patient.
Don't be
Comment
like
on your
us.
best accidents.
Yeah, yeah, indeed. Comment. How did this hobby hurt you?
Yeah.
Like, of course, financially, but also like physically.
Oh, yeah.
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 Sick.
Do you get,
Or mentally.
yeah. Oh man.
But
Do you, speaking about getting hurt with this hobby, the pythons, I believe they have pretty big fangs, right?
yes.
Yeah, did you manage to get bit sometimes by the
Yeah.
bigger ones, or
Yeah.
are you lucky?
I've been, I don't have that goal. I know some people that are like, oh, it's so macho to be bitten by a snake. Oh, it doesn't even hurt. And it's like the blood is like pouring down. It hurts.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw your video, Stefan, of the Lantanotus bite. You're like, yeah, I'm
Yes.
just gonna try this. Like, fuck, that actually hurts.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's the same with the pythons. I mean,
Yeah.
they're built to crush and hold on to prey with big fangs, and they're just muscles. So I work with hooks. I tail my snakes.
Yeah.
I hardly ever handle the scrubs.
Mm.
I try to keep them like manageable, so like don't kill me when I come into the room, but no more than that.
Okay,
and I managed to not get bitten. It's not that hard,
that's great.
and it's
Is
worth it.
there? Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah.
Do some of these pythons also prey? Do some of them also prey on bats and birds?
Yeah,
Yeah, is that
most
right?
a lot of arboreal ones.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
feel like these are always the worst from the non-venomous snakes
Yep.
with big teeth, right?
Yeah.
Because when we look at South America, these Corallus hortulanus, they
Yeah.
also eat bats and they
All
have
the
pretty,
Corallus, all the
yeah,
Corallus caninus. Have you seen the yawing one?
yeah, oh,
Yeah.
terrible.
The
That's
cats are
very
so
cool.
cute when they yawn, just like the emerald tree boas. Like, looks like a predator. Yeah. Long fangs.
Very long. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we did talk about you. We said about hurting us financially,
Yeah.
but
Oh my God, yes.
yeah. So big snakes are big enclosures, big feeding items, but also like a lot of substrate, a lot of decoration, a lot of light. So how do you? Of course, we just accepted to do it, but how do you mitigate these costs? Like, do you still buy a bag of Exoterra substrate, or I couldn't imagine, but I just wondered.
No, I mean, you find solutions. So I started propagating my own plants. You know, you buy one. Got the name. The most common one, pothos.
Epiphragm? Pothos?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you buy one, and then you propagate, and then you get 8 of them, and then you grow them, and then you expand, and so you help yourself, so you don't have to buy new plants for all the enclosures. You find lights on Amazon. Check out Amazon. Not sponsored, but tip. You don't have to buy everything from Arcadia, even though they are the best, in my opinion.
Also not sponsored.
Also not sponsored, not yet. Then you buy the dirt from the plants shops. I mean, you have to find your ways. And the more niched a product is to something, it usually costs more. It's like you can just buy a bag of dirt and then change the branding to, oh, it's snake substrate, and then it costs like twice as much. So do your research, and it doesn't have to be that expensive.
Yeah. How
It
is
will
it
be,
with,
but just
yeah,
not as much.
okay. How is it with energy costs? Because do you have a solution to heat up these big enclosures, or do you have a plan about these to make it the most efficient?
Yeah, because you build with wood, that
Yeah.
helps. The background helps because it's styrofoam, and that's an insulating material. So I have noticed that I can go down a wattage in heat lights with the tanks that I have enclosures in, because it retains so much heat. So yeah, do the measurements, try it out. I use heat lights for everything with UVA, sometimes UVB,
Okay.
because I've noticed that the animals benefit from them, apart from the heat mats and heat panels and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You get more
Do you,
active and more vibrant, and eat better, shed better.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
How before we started the recording, we spoke about like temperatures in Germany compared to Sweden, and where you live, it can get pretty cold. Do
Yes.
you need some sort of emergency plan in case you have some power outage? And
Yeah, we have a few in this country. It's like a common thing.
yeah.
So I know a lot of people have backup generators. And yeah,
Is it also your plan to get one for your facility or
no, because I rent from the council. So they
yeah.
are in charge of all of it.
Okay.
So it's like a
So
safety thing for me as well.
okay, so they have to provide you with enough energy. So
Yeah. I mean, if it happens, it happens. But it's indoors, so it's not like a cabin outside or stuff like that.
mhm.
So I think it will be quite all right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. What's the coldest it can get outside where you live?
Oh, like -30.
Wow.
Oh, dude.
Yeah,
Wow. Can't imagine
sucks.
that. That's a
Yeah,
lot.
I want to move to Australia for those 6 months from like October to March, and then I can live in Sweden over the summer months. But then I can't keep the animals.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's mentally. That's the mental part that I was talking about before. Struggling.
True.
Have you?
Do you
No,
go
Till,
ahead?
go ahead. Go ahead.
I think you want to ask the same question. Uh, I wanted to ask if you have been to Australia or if you plan
Yeah,
to go there to see the animals.
both. I
Both.
have been.
Okay.
I'm going again.
Okay. Tell us when did you go and what did you see over there?
I went 8 years ago. It was a long
Oh,
time ago.
okay. Yeah.
I was gonna go with a friend, but I came down a little later than she
Mhm.
did, so she actually went back home. She's like, "Oh no, I didn't like this at all," and just left.
Oh,
And
no.
then I was like, "Oh shit, uh, do I have to go alone?" And I did.
Okay.
It was a big thing. I think I was like 23 or something, 24. So still, I mean, you're an adult, but you're still pretty young.
Mhm.
I didn't have a plan because my plan was to be do all the stuff with a friend, and I was there for like 12 days.
Okay, so not very
So
long.
I went down. I thought it was amazing. Went through Melbourne, saw these like huge fruit bats in the middle of the night. Loved it. Took the train up to Sydney. Went through the parks, checked out for Australian water dragons. Found some, and then got homesick, like bad, because I was
Oh,
there all alone without a plan. I was like, oh, fuck, I can't. It hit me like really hard, and I went back home and I regretted it. Like from the time I set foot back in Sweden,
shit.
because everybody was so nice and so helpful. So they gave me like a car and a job and an apartment. It's like, no, stay. And I was like, nah, no, I have to go back home. Yeah,
So, but for the next travel, you want to have it a little more organized, a little
yes,
plan,
stay there for a long
maybe
time.
take a friend. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I
Is
don't care
there
about.
a,
I don't care about the friends anymore. I'll go alone if I
okay.
have to.
Yeah.
I have
Maybe
friends in
also better
Australia now.
to, yeah. Talking about Matt Somerville, maybe you can visit him when
Oh
he
yeah, I will.
helps you a lot.
He
Yeah.
doesn't know yet, but I will.
Maybe now he knows.
Yeah, exactly. He will.
Uh, you were great.
Yeah.
Very cool. Do you already plan something to go there,
Yeah.
or is it, yeah,
It's
it's a
nothing booked, but I have a plan to go there soon. But there's a
nice.
lot
How
of planning,
long? Yeah,
snakes and
okay.
stuff like that. Money.
What do you think? How long can you keep everything at home running when you're not
Because
there?
my
Do you?
brother keeps snakes, he can help me out.
Okay, that's
I hope.
perfect.
I'll have to pay him, probably.
Give him a blanket python.
Yeah, just keep them. Take care of them and then keep half of them.
Nice, great. Really looking forward to see some footage of that trip
Oh, me
because
too.
now you're good connected. You know people over there. Maybe you can go herping.
Mm. Yeah, I've been
Beware
talking
of
about
the taipan.
doing the rough scale python expedition.
Cool.
That's a bucket
How?
list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there actual like guided rough scale Python tour,
No,
or you
and
just want
yes,
to visit that area?
both. I know friends who has gone there,
Hmm.
and then I asked them, it's like, can you arrange something? And then they said yes, so they can make an expedition out of. I mean, that's how the first one starts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool. How hard are they to find? I imagine they are
pretty hard.
pretty,
I
yeah,
think they
they're
found like
not,
10 in the wild or something.
ooh. So they are close to extinction already, or
Yeah, they believe to
yeah,
be extinct. I think they were found in 1981, if I remember correctly.
crazy.
Yeah, and then they found 10 out of a few expeditions
Wow. So
Since
it's not
1981.
guaranteed.
since
Yeah.
1981.
So it's not guaranteed that you can see them when you're there.
Not at
No.
all.
But that's what makes it worth to try to breed them
exactly.
in captivity, right?
Yeah. Or not seeing them would also be an amazing experience.
Yeah.
Because then
I think
I
you
have to go
can,
back.
yeah.
We do.
Sorry, the rabbit is doing crazy stuff. I'm taking care of a rabbit for somebody, and it's.
Oh.
I
I'm
thought
not
this
used
would be
to
a
having
joke.
mammals who make, I'm used to tortoise noises, not to rabbit noises.
Should be in the freezer.
It's a classic snake keeper response. I did the same. I did the same. You're all the same. You're all the same.
Sorry. I had
True,
to.
but that was a great pet. Yeah. Sorry for the interruption again.
No problem. Where have we been? And I think it's a great experience, even though if you won't see them in the wild, you get to see their habitat, you can measure everything yourself, and I feel like, yeah, that's the best place to get inspiration from for what you're doing at home. So I bet when you're on your long flight back at home, you can already have plans in your head, what you can do, what you will change, what you will improve.
Yeah. And then write everything down, give it to
Yeah.
people, write care sheets, show the documentation, write reports. Oh, the dream.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Because you still do that, but you said when you were a bit younger with your brother, you were making your own care sheets with all the info you found. So
Yep.
do you still do that?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Also for your own animals or also for different people and different species?
Mostly for my own animals. A lot of behavioral things that I've noticed, different feeding activities, temperatures, humidity, shedding. Yeah, I write it down and measure, look at the differences. If anything happened.
Yeah. Do you use some sort of platform to share this, or just with the people you are already in contact
Pen
with?
and paper.
Pen and paper.
And I keep it all for myself.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, not secretly.
Hard work.
I can share anything that I have, and I have a lot of people asking me like through the Instagram page, and I have people from Australia asking me about rough-scale pythons, and that feels amazing. And and then I can respond of my experiences.
Are there any particular things or characteristics you have noticed with your rough-scale pythons or whatever that people are asking for or interested in?
If they refuse to feed is one thing, because I had one female who did for many months before. There's a lot of, the most recent one was how I should make the interior of the enclosure. There was this girl, oh shit, I don't know if she listens to this. Let's do it anyway. So I did my new big enclosure, and I asked, what about the stick positioning and stuff like that? And posted it on a few Facebook groups to get some inspiration. And people were like, Facebook reptile groups can be. There are a lot of people say they are professionals, but they don't. They aren't. I don't know.
Facebook groups are a terrible place.
Yeah, it's awful.
Yeah,
people know so much things.
Yeah.
And can't take like anything out. Never mind. And she said you should use a horizontal stick because they're not going to use the rock ledges. I was like, okay, can you send pictures of your enclosure? And she didn't even have any rock ledges, and so it just had that stick to be on. It's like, yeah, well, yeah, sure. She's not wrong. She loves that stick.
Hers weren't using rock ledges.
Yeah, because it didn't have any. And that's how
but
I believe like the whole reptile community is. Or
that's
like
classic
a lot
Facebook conversation, right? It's my animal never does that.
No.
So yours won't either.
Oh, she loves this spot. Yeah, because that's the one with the heat light, and the other one is fucking outside, cold.
Yeah. That's always something I've heard with snakes and plants. It's always, yeah, no, they will kill every plant. They
Oh
won't
yeah,
survive. And then you look at the pictures that the same person posts, and it's always cocoa chips and nothing else. And
yeah. Pocket
yeah,
pads.
yeah, and how, yeah,
Yeah,
nothing, not a good environment for a plant. So,
yeah,
or that people won't even try out and still say something like this.
yeah, yeah. So that was one thing. Maybe provide the things for the snakes that they have in the wild, so you can actually study their natural behavior and see what they do. And so I write that down.
Yeah.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Do you plan to expand your social media channels a little more? I've seen that you had a YouTube channel. I don't know if the videos
Yeah,
are still up there, but
one video.
yeah, I remember that I saw it some longer time ago, and it was so funny. I
Yeah,
don't know what you were talking about. I forgot it, but I remember that I laughed a lot about it.
yeah.
Yeah, but do you plan to get back to YouTube or some other platforms
I,
than
I,
Instagram?
I want to.
Yeah,
Okay, so that video, it was an unboxing video, and my
yeah,
brother edited it, and he was he was very happy with the result. But we didn't have a script. So I
okay.
was just like, I put up a camera and made a mic, and it's like, yeah, I'm just gonna unbox these snakes, and we'll see how it goes. And then he edited everything. So yeah, and then that was it. That was my YouTube career. I've been asked to do some background building videos, but it's hard for me. It's like you, Stefan, you have this naturally. It feels. It's like, yeah, I'm just gonna do all this stuff and then I'm gonna film it, and then yeah, I'm just here editing. It's just a thing you do, and I don't have that gene in me. I just want to
I
be by
think
the
it's all
snakes.
learning, man. It's
Yeah,
just
maybe,
learning. My first
maybe.
videos, I took them down because they most one of them
No,
were in Dutch.
can you send them to me?
I don't know if I
Yeah.
still have them, but if I
Oh
can
no,
find
of course
some,
you
I
don't.
will post them
Nice.
just for you.
No, nice.
Yeah,
Do it.
but it's stuff
But
you learn, man. But
yeah, it's the.
you did do some outreach, right? I saw a while ago that you were in the news. You were in the
Oh
newspaper.
yeah, I've been a few
Oh,
times.
Yeah. Is it
Yeah,
that special that somebody is keeping reptiles in Sweden, or is it just
yeah.
what you were doing?
I don't know. We have a few like big keepers in Sweden, and I think they've all been in the news. So it's not. It's mostly local papers
Hmm.
because we have so many papers in Sweden for some reason.
okay.
Yeah, I've just realized. Uh, so I've been in two different local papers. So it's
Nice,
not
but
huge, but
always in a positive manner. If we have
yeah.
some snake keeper in the news in Germany, it's always something bad.
Oh
It's
no,
always
I
Cobra
have
escaped.
requested I've requested this, like, if you want to make a story out of this, don't write anything negative.
Yeah,
If you're gonna do, then I don't want to do the story at all, and then I can show this part that is why it's amazing. Yeah,
yeah.
and
Nice.
spread the passion and the love, and yeah, and
Yeah.
I've been very firm with this.
So I have to be honest.
Yeah,
I have to be.
yeah,
No. Often when I see people go to certain events and take their animals for other people's to see, I'm sort of like, I don't know, but I don't really like it. But on the other hand,
controversial.
I'm sure you get for the small time stress that the animal has or whatever. I'm sure there's a lot of like great feedback you are getting from people who would normally not get into contact,
Yeah,
especially with some of the snakes you have.
precies. Oh,
So
precisely. Sorry.
yeah, precies. It's same in
Precies.
Dutch.
Yeah.
Same in
Okay.
Dutch.
Good.
Precies. So how do people typically respond? Because you were at one where you also showed the craft of actually building a
Yeah.
background. I thought that was really cool. So
Thanks.
how was the response of people to that?
Okay. So to respond to that thing first, it's controversial. I feel the same way. It's like I I see negatively on the people who take out their reptiles and show them like outside of the enclosures and stuff like that. But I remember when I was young, and you saw people who had like a big snake and how that passion started. So yeah, probably it can be on the animal's benefit, like health for the stress and stuff like that. But I think it's at another side of the coin is that it's pretty important that we show what it is that we do and why we do it, because it's weird as hell. And it's
true.
people love that stuff. So yeah, it's controversial. But I usually get very positive response from these events. And there's people who doesn't say, "Oh, I don't like snakes." And it's like, okay, why don't you like snakes? Do you think they're slimy? Like, and then eventually they come up and they touch the snake. It's like, oh, it's cold and it's kind of smooth and it's pretty cool. And then that feeling from seeing stuff, people going from afraid to actually fascinated. Maybe I saved some snake's life on their yard because now they're not doing it out of fear. So yeah, I think it's important, and I think it should be done in a good way. But I don't think we should. I don't think we should stop.
Yeah, I feel like for the brighter public, there is a lack of positive examples for the hobby, because most of the time when you don't have anything to do with this hobby, so you won't see any petfluencers or whatever, you most of the time get in contact with this in a negative way, like on the news, some snake escaped or some animal hoarder was busted. So, or at least that's how it is here. And so everywhere,
people
I guess.
Had 100 reptiles in their apartment, venomous snakes and crocs in the bathtub. Yeah,
exactly. And so maybe it's worth the little amount of stress but of course you have to do it correctly and have to put the matter of the
think about the
animals first. I
actually brought my enclosures that they live in and plugged in the lights and everything. So I don't think it was just their people's faces. So it's of course the stress of the move and everything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't hold them outside in the wind in October. So yeah, if you do it responsibly, do it.
And again, it costs a little bit of stress, and for some people, for some animals, short-term stress is even beneficial. You know, it's not directly a bad thing.
No,
and on the other side,
all the time is probably worse. Staying in a box all the time, is probably worse.
And then you do like this, and this bright like overstimulated.
I'm just gonna get some pictures because it's sunny outside.
They're like, we actually have at the school I work, we have some like typical reptiles, like your bearded dragon, your Gutatus, and we also have leopard geckos, and we have 2 with the albino gene that don't have any melanin. And it's a great example because they are in a setup which is okay, but not the brightest. And then you have them in your classroom with these big like lights everywhere, and you see them like doing constantly. They always have their eyes closed. So, and it's so sad, but it's a perfect example for me to show the students like, okay, what's wrong with this animal? What is it doing? Why is it doing that? You know?
Yeah, exactly.
But, they're always like,
and then that's what I mean. It's bad for the animal, sure, but you have to for education. So yeah.
Can you or do you want to go more into the educational part with your hobby in the future? Is that an option for you? Yeah.
If my plans go as I plan them to, there will be a large facility for educational purposes, for enclosure building, seminars.
That sounds very interesting. So I guess we have to get you back on the podcast in a while when
Yeah.
everything is taking shape. So to give you all an update on that.
Yeah, of course.
Do you have something like in Germany they have the DGAT, in the Netherlands we have Lacerta, which is evaporating almost. But do you have something similar in Sweden?
What is it?
Like a
It's like-
society that you have a small magazine where people write articles for,
Yeah.
represent your hobby, and you have these meetings with
Yeah,
certain topics, like the best topic of all, turtle keeping, whatever, you know. So is there is there something like that in Sweden?
There is also dying.
Oh.
There's this small group of old timers
Mm.
who still does it to get an excuse and to get away from the wife and drink coffee, maybe. But I've been to one once. It was in Stockholm, and it was this Stockholm's Herpetologiska Förening. So it's Stockholm's Herpetological Society thing. They have this page called the Adder. It's called the Sidewinder.
Okay.
Because that means page turner in Swedish.
Marketing genius.
I know, right?
Yeah.
So they usually do little topics, seminars, things about old people who went to like Romania and saw a lizard that is almost extinct, and then show the temperatures and the burrows that they're in, and super nerdy guys, like insanely nerdy. And it's so boring to listen to. So I almost fell asleep. Because, you know, when they have this monotone old guy, it's like, yeah, these lizards, you know, they live in the burrows, and then I saw a cricket, and it's probably their food. Yeah, we can do it better. We have to do it better. So that's the plan with the new place, to make it a little more lively.
I think there are a lot of older generations in the hobbies that gained a lot of experience. They have a lot of knowledge, but with these
knowledge.
But with these fast-moving times in social media, and everyone's an expert, and everyone can just share anything, I think it's difficult for these societies or those older experts to keep stuck to the things that are moving through the hobby right now.
That bothers me, the social media thing, where people get more followers, and because they have a lot of followers, that means they know things. That's
like
not
Stefan.
true.
No, just kidding.
Yeah, exactly. You see your page? It's
prime
huge.
example.
Yeah. No, but they don't.
Yeah,
I mean,
but it's a true issue. Yeah,
they're entertainers. They're a good person to follow on social media, but it doesn't mean they not have all the knowledge. And I think all the best people almost have the smallest pages, because it's just because they don't know how to act on social media. That's the only reason. It doesn't mean they don't know anything.
Yeah, and like a picture of somebody holding something dangerous, big or rare or crazy
10,000
looking, it's always getting the most attention. And if somebody takes his time to share some parameters, some knowledge, or some niche stuff, it's either wrong or not interesting enough.
Exactly. So we have all the knowledge. We have all the secrets. It was found in the 80s by all these old timers, and then everybody just didn't want to listen. It's like, no, we can do it better. But then because you listen to all these old timers, like, oh shit, you figured it out. It's like, yeah, just nobody listens to me. I've heard it so many times.
Yeah. We have to get some of these on the podcast, I guess.
Oh yes,
for sure.
There's so much knowledge in Europe. So yes.
Yeah.
Work hard for it. Not me. I said yes instantly. Work for these guys.
Yeah. We need to build a portfolio, and hopefully they're like, okay, I like that one, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the goal. Yeah. I heard someone said this was about art, but it was still pretty cool. He said, your ideas are either inspired by or revolutionary. And the chance is very small you came up with a new idea.
Yeah.
You know?
True.
And that's
I've said
That
probably the
much
case with
people
a
on the
hobby.
planet.
There's
Yeah.
nothing new under the sun.
Yeah.
It has all been thought of, done. Maybe some technology things has actually improved.
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe.
What has made it easier for us,
Definitely.
certainly. And we don't have to think about it or try to be as creative as needed. We can just buy it most of the times. And I still feel like in the hobby with our big suppliers like Arcadia, like Exoterra, they are still lacking on a lot of elements we might need or
Definitely.
apparatuur, we say in Dutch, you know, stuff.
Yep.
Appliances.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I remember it was before the LED. We didn't even have heat lights. I mean, that was new. There was this mercury vapor things that get to like 120 degrees or something. It's like heat. That's all you got. There's no regulations or no temperaments things. Just had to take a heat light and then just adjust it, like from the height, from the enclosure to get it to the right temperature. And then you had to guess, because we didn't have these heat laser measurements things. That's new. Pretty new. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe that actually came from the automotive branch, because it's used to check your engine if everything works correctly.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
If it's producing the same,
Yeah. So I mean, it has gotten a lot easier with that part.
For sure. Is there a certain is there a certain product you're like, oh, this is what we need? Or maybe don't tell because somebody is going to get away with your idea, but are you missing something?
I don't know it yet. LED-based UVA, UVB.
Oh yeah.
I know there are some, but they're not great and super expensive. So if you can get the UVA, UVB in a tube without projecting heat, then you only need that one and the heat light, and you're done. That would be nice.
Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
You said you used the new Exoterra fixture.
Yeah.
Isn't that like marketed to also have a bit of UV, or?
I think it is. I don't know.
But you like it?
I like it. It's very bright and it works. It didn't break right when I put it in, like the other Exoterra lights do. Sorry, Exoterra. You have some improvements to do.
For sure. I think Exoterra, the caves and whatever, those look in comparison. I don't like all those fake like caves and hides, but if I would choose a brand for those fake caves and lives, I would go Exoterra. I like them.
Yeah.
A little bit more than the rest.
Are there any other?
Yeah, you have like Lucky Reptile and Amoeba Terra, if it's still around, and all these weird. There's. Sorry?
There's been a few.
Yeah, most of them died.
Yeah. So we go Exoterra because that's the one we have.
The one left.
Yeah.
So people develop things.
But there are some new brands, but I just don't know their name, because every time I see them, I'm like, there goes another one. You know, I don't really pay attention to it anymore.
I've seen one in America. I don't remember his brand name. It was this black and yellow labels things, and he sells calcium, vitamin powder, and stuff like that, and then the spray for glass and stuff like that. And it's the same thing that has already been around for such a long time, but he just rebranded it and worked on his marketing.
Yeah,
and he seems to be doing pretty nice for himself.
No.
Wait, I'll keep talking. I'll try.
I
sponsor
remember
us
when
anyway.
I had a small web store and website where I, did just the retail with Arcadia and Exoterra, whatever. I got a lot of emails from Chinese, like, how do you call it? Fabriek,
And manufacturers.
manufacturers, producers who were like
Oh.
advertising their brand to me, and they said if you get like 100, you can put your brand on for this price and whatever. And
Yep.
it all looked damn similar. Also the Arcadia LEDs and it all looked. I actually ordered a few just to test them out, and they didn't live as long. But it also depends on how good your relationship is with your manufacturer, and I believe it also helps if they like believe in your future or brand, and in their connection with you as a business. So if it's going to be like a viable business, your products are going to be better quality because they want to keep sending you and selling you stuff. But yeah, it looked pretty similar. Let's say it like that.
Trying to find the brand thing.
Not too great on the marketing yet.
Apparently not. I oversold. I'll find it soon.
Reptile systems? No.
No, it's like
Loco lamps.
local reptile.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There.
Show the bunny, Stefan, please.
Oh, that doesn't like to be handled.
Rabbit.
No, I'm taking care of this for a friend. He's in Greece, and the nails were pretty long, so I manhandled it to cut the nails. So we're even less friends now.
Oh. Is he just roaming around in your living room?
Yeah, when I'm around, I will let him roam, but sometimes he's like nibbling on stuff. And then I raised all my cables. It's like having a baby, walking around, chewing on everything.
A furry baby.
Yeah.
Ew.
At least this one is like not frowned upon when you put it in a cage. He found it.
I send it to you on Instagram.
Curious about that.
Yeah. No, he did something.
Lugarti.
Not loco.
It was an L.
At least.
Yeah. So people, we need to develop more things. We need to show the Americans that we're better.
Aren't we?
Yeah, it's an easy win, but we can still.
This one will be a controversial one, but I like it.
USA. Oh no, that's a different one.
No. Oh, you ruined it, Steve.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, it's okay. Yep. We don't have a. Do we? EU.
We don't really have a chant for like EU.
No.
We can do a chant for the podcast. E.H.P. E.H.P.
Nice.
E.H.P.
Yeah.
Some merch.
Somewhere.
You have to.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
The first merch will be like the E.H.P. lamp. Now we know how to approach the manufacturers.
Good. Nice.
Now we don't have anything planned yet, right, Stefan?
Do people want podcast merch?
I don't know. Do they?
Is that a thing?
Write it down in the comments.
Yeah. Would you like some t-shirt?
In the 2 comments we have at the moment.
Yeah. Oh, you're gonna get at least 3.
Yeah.
One is my fake account, I guess.
1 million likes and 3 comments.
Yeah.
Sounds sketchy, not to me.
Yep.
So
okay.
This may be a strange question then, but you were one of the people when we started this podcast who was like, can I ask why?
Fucking just support.
Oh,
when you root on the retarded kids, like,
The Special Olympics.
Come on, you can do it.
podcasts.
I believe in you.
Oh, boy.
No, but I mean, we have to. There is none. Like you said, you're the only podcast there is in Europe. Or actually, there's. If there are any, I'm sorry, but you didn't do a great job with marketing it. So, and I think Europe has a lot to share.
Yeah.
We do things differently over here than the other ones do it, and there's a lot of knowledge, a lot of very nice, cool people who has done a lot of cool stuff that you guys should definitely talk to and
That's our
spread the
goal.
word. Keep this going, and it's going to get huge. I love the idea. I love the initiative. So keep it up.
Thanks, man.
Yeah,
Great to hear that.
no worries at all.
You said that we are doing things different here in Europe. Are there some things on your mind that we do different than, for example, USA or
Yeah,
Australia?
I think Australia is pretty good.
Yeah.
There's still a lot of, I mean, tubs. We can never get away from tubs. I think one part of the hobby actually needs the tub people, the big breeders. So us keepers can get the nice animals. I mean, how did we get the animals into captivity if not someone took in a whole bunch from the wild, bred them to us? I mean, it's the way it is with all the animals. The animals are not just born in captivity all of a sudden. So one way we need them, but I think Europe is better with the care of the smaller collections. We leveled up the care, and we try a lot to do better. So I think there's a lot to share. Are you gonna have Americans on here?
No, fuck them. No. We will eventually, but for now, as you mentioned, we just want to platform as many cool, as many.
Expensive.
No, they're
For
most
them.
of them. Sorry?
For them to be on your podcast, it's gonna cost money.
Maybe that's gonna be a good idea. Imagine if we can grow the European hobby with American money.
Oof. I like the way you think,
Yeah.
Stefan.
But no, for now it's gonna be Europeans, and of course we do want to maybe set up one day like 2 Americans versus 2 Europeans. But I want to do the same with like Asian keepers and Australian keepers eventually. Like
Well,
just explore the
battle?
differences together. Yeah,
Oh.
rap battles, Zoom
God.
rap battles.
Nice.
Like we're gonna be the Kendrick and they're gonna be the Drake.
Sure.
They're not like us.
They're not like us. They're not like yeah. Indeed. No, but for now it's gonna be European.
Nice.
But eventually, of course, Americans are also gonna be on. But for now, it's just gonna no.
Yeah.
It's
We
like,
said
no.
at least for the first year, right?
At least for the first year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So at least 50 episodes is gonna be Europe.
Nice. Good.
That's a lot,
Deal.
lot of work.
You heard it here first. Yeah.
Oh, the lights are going out at Stefan's place.
Yeah, it's just the mangrove going to sleep.
Nice.
Well deserved.
Yeah. It's crazy how much you can love a tree. If they were bigger, I would hug them.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
that's
small
cute.
ones need hugs too.
It's true, but you're gonna hold it like this, and that's a bit weird.
Yeah.
So.
It's weird love, so it's okay.
Okay. That's true. Okay, I think it's as far as the episode, I think it's smart to slowly steer towards end. It's
Yeah,
been
last 20 minutes probably.
yeah, but that's no problem. It's actually cool that this is a bit of a different episode than we have thus far. Until now, it has been pretty serious, and this has been just, but
Oh, I don't like it serious.
no.
We're only here once. We're supposed to have fun.
Is that your message to the world?
Yes.
Beautiful.
You're gonna die anyway,
Yeah.
so you might as well have fun.
Yeah.
Hopefully from age. Maybe from a shark.
Or maybe
That's-
from
that's
falling down these stairs with a glass
With the
aquarium.
glass enclosure in your
Oh,
head.
imagine.
Maybe.
So, if you had to die, bitten by something, what would if you could choose your way to go, what would be the coolest way to go?
Croc.
Yeah, you think a croc will be the best
I
story?
I wouldn't like it, but it would be a cool death.
Will be a cool death.
Yeah, dragged underneath, fucking
Yeah.
death rolled.
Ripped apart.
Yeah, drowned to death
Yeah.
and then pinned under a log. Damn man. Shark attack, maybe. Bleed to death.
Yeah.
Oof, that's manly.
Stefan, do you have a favorite among these?
I've never thought about it. I'm like
Favorite.
thinking really hard.
Taipan, just melt from the inside.
Yeah.
Oh, also great.
Yeah.
Sounds like
Cancer.
from a black metal song or something. Melting from the inside.
Choke
I
on
don't know
a
what would be the
jelly
cool-
bean.
I think death by bear.
Death by bear. Could you
Because
fight a bear?
Or
it's so
Also
like
brutal.
loud and just slashing everywhere and
You're
just
gonna punch it back?
of course no, I'm gonna cry like a baby for sure. I'm gonna
Play
fetal
dead.
within the minute. Yeah, but I think that's when it comes to coolness, it's just so loud and expressive and it's almost like theatrical.
Yeah.
It feels like art. I think I would choose bear.
Art. I can see you. If it stands up on two legs and roars at you, I think you would do the same. I have a
Yeah.
feeling. Just scream at it. Same way.
I
It'd be
hope
an
so.
Epic fight to the
I
death.
hope so. I think that video is gonna get a lot of views.
Yeah, I'd watch it.
Thank you.
No worries.
I'd be
Support
sharing
you.
on my story.
Yeah.
Whoa. So Till, what's left for you?
I'm not sure, man.
Art frog.
Yeah, something like this. I feel like it doesn't have to be so traumatic because my girlfriend is always telling me to be careful, and I don't want her to be right. So I would like to handle something very dangerous and nothing happens, and then die from something that's very
Car crash on the way home.
yeah, so basic shit. When we were in Indonesia last year, I did this night herping trip to see some snakes with some locals that were rescuing snakes, and I got bitten by a common wolf snake that mimics a kite. So, and we also had a kite, and yeah, all of the time I was like, yeah, that was just the wolf snake. Or was it? But it was definitely the wolf snake, but the kite venom is painless, at least they told me. So I wouldn't know this until I'm dead. So
Did you
I showed her
actually
the
did you have the thought that maybe it was the kite?
I'm not sure. So I wasn't panicking or really thinking that it is. I looked at the pictures very carefully, but I was like, maybe they did a mistake, and yeah, I'm not waking up after this. But
well, today we learned something.
yeah, so maybe this is a test if she's really listening to the podcast. So
Exactly.
I'm
Fake
not
fan.
sure if I told her. So nah, just kidding. But I think sharks would also be very cool.
Yeah.
For last moment because it's such a weird environment when you're swimming in the ocean and see something move. What's that? And just put
Scary.
it down or something. Yeah.
Or you want to be like that it comes from below and it's just like you're out of the water.
Gets
Do
in
you know
half.
the videos where the great white sharks catch a seal?
Yeah. Oh,
I want to be
jump
like,
up and throw it across
vacation. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I want to be like, I'm on vacation, having a good time, swimming in the ocean and some random
Yeah.
4 meter
How about the orca?
beast. Oh, also cool.
Orcas would be cool.
They smack you with the tail and you fly.
Yeah. That would be awesome.
Great last moment.
Yeah, like,
Fuck is
man.
happening.
Yeah, yeah, this moment of silence.
Dream come true.
Okay.
Good reptile talk.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I like
Thank
it.
you, Jacob.
Yeah.
I did wonder one last thing, but it's just totally back to the beginning of the podcast. But then
Yeah,
we're gonna
go.
end this. Is Sweden just like a lot of other countries, like being? Is there any movement to create a positive list or more laws, or will you hopefully experience the freedom you have for a bit? I do like the minimum sizes, although there might be
Yeah.
a bit like exaggerated. I don't know, but
Sometimes,
okay.
and sometimes not. They're currently rewriting the size regulations. So, and they have this time they have included some actual zoological people who works in zoos and stuff like that. So it will be correct. I hope. So we're all waiting. Right now, 3 living snakes that is above, I think it's 175 centimeters, need everything. It says 175 centimeters plus needs 1 square meter and a minimum of 100 centimeter. That's it. So you can keep a 4-meter long scrub python in that, and it would be legal.
Okay.
And nothing is accounted for by branches, backgrounds, nothing. It's just the flooring size and a minimum height. That's it.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, but
So,
are there attempts to ban some species or
not to my knowledge.
list? Not okay.
There are
That's
some venomous snakes that you can't keep in certain areas. Yeah, like saw-scaled vipers, Echis carinatus, because someone read on Google that they are responsible for the most deaths of all snakes. Yeah, so now you can't keep them, but it's because people walk barefoot in Iran or something. That's because people die. So now it's apparently very venomous. But you can keep all the other subspecies.
Okay.
So yeah, there is some work to be done.
Yeah, that's a problem with a lot of these deadliest snakes things. Like a lot of them are based simply because a lot of people are bitten by them.
Yeah.
And not directly because it's really the most venomous snakes, just the area and the contact that people
like
have with
taipan.
them.
You can keep those, but because nobody gets bitten.
Yeah, Microlepidotus.
Yeah.
Nobody died almost. There's somebody.
Exactly.
No. Yeah.
Pretty harmless snakes for beginners.
Yeah, you
No
can free
deaths
handle them
at all.
Yeah.
Oh, have you seen the Australian guy who keeps like a taipan on his neck?
Oh no.
He keeps him in like a little plastic box, like on this TV. It's like, oh, there's a taipan in there, but hey, keep it. And then he just puts it over the neck on someone.
Okay.
I'll gotta find this video for you.
This is one of the reasons I got out of venomous snakes. I love venomous snakes, but it's so hard to find a great representative of venomous snakes keepers. And there are some great people, but again, they're so private. Okay, yeah, Jacob, is there anything you want to say before we are gonna, or ask before we are gonna wrap this up?
No.
Okay.
I'll see you next time.
Oh, yeah.
No, that's not gonna be.
Yeah.
Also, no questions?
I don't have another question, but I'm really looking forward to see what you're secretly building at your new place and what your plan's going to be. So I'd love to have you back on the podcast. It's great fun. But Stefan, maybe you have some last questions?
No, I think it has been a fun episode. I like this one.
Yeah.
So thank you so much again for joining us. I'm very curious how people are gonna experience this one.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And yeah, for sure. You enjoyed yourself?
Oh yeah.
Great.
This is great stuff.
Nice. Then we're gonna say like goodbye, maybe in our native language. I will say tot ziens.
Hej då!
Bis bald.